think it's fair. When you look at Team Liquid, they're a team, again, I talked about for Singularity and Rix, they're teams that they have to beat each other. I feel like there'll be a lot of Reddit comments if Liquid don't win this matchup, because you bring on a player like Roniki who has that shooting, like Gibbs pointed out. You have to take down teams like this. The expectation is there, and I think the 91% is completely fair for Liquid.
Yeah, I feel like we have the nicest thing here, Corretti, because we can just hit number 1 on our keyboards and just sit on Roniki camp
right.
for the next 15 minutes, 25 minutes, however long this is going to take. This is all very curious, but Speed will not keep out the shot, and I think that this is what a lot of the Team Liquid supporters are going to be saying right now is, bruh.
Exactly, and that's a great bump from Justice, and that's really what opens up just that bit of space for Bruh to put the shot on target. And unfortunately, that last defender in Liquid couldn't get around to it. But it really does come down to that bump from Justice. And, the physical game is never a bad option. It doesn't matter what type of team you are. It always works out if applied properly, and you see it there for Denied.
No, but will they be able to keep this one out? Speed kept the pressure going. He didn't believe in his first shot, and he was very right to go with that assumption. A good start here for Denied. And you do get the feeling that, a lot of people were looking at Team Liquid last season saying, well, they create space, but they don't finish it. And who better to get in for that spot than the best finisher in the current European climate? As Bruh now all the way back to decent roll for him, so he can leave that for Chippy or take it himself instead. Leaves it for Chippy. Fruity has got options either side, but he's not got anyone that far back for him. Roniki into the midfield yet again. Fruity to try and turn around with it, but no further than they really wanted him to get to over on Denied. It's been a very calm affair so far, but that might be about to change. Instead, Chippy to guide this one out. Team Liquid not willing to give up what they have worked for, but they might not have an option.
And there's been a couple times Liquid's been able to slip one by the defense of Denied and really pulling out that last man on the goal line to make the save, and they got to be careful of that. We've talked about Roniki, but Fruity and Speed are just as capable to obviously be faster to the ball and have some more creative shots as well, just like Roniki. So for Denied, yeah, you're setting up 1-0 here. You are feeling a bit of pressure from Team Liquid. It does feel like that momentum and that control is swinging into favor of Liquid at the moment. You can see a lot of Denied clears are just down the field to Liquid players, not a lot of intention behind them, just trying to relieve that pressure. And that's where I think it gets a bit scary, especially when a missed touch comes out. Roniki lets it go, so smart. And Fruity here on the follow-up with the pass off the backboard, can't put it on target. And I think Denied get away with maybe a defensive mistake there as Liquid couldn't convert.
Yeah, Team Liquid tried to communicate to let the next player in, and they did manage to do it. They just didn't manage to do it well enough. But Team Liquid's seeing a lot of the ball here in a game that they are currently trailing in. Just need that one big chance for themselves. Justice over to Bruh. Looking for the backboard. That's going to be unchallenged. A chance for Chippy on target with it, and Fruity will finally land. I was wondering where he was going to after the original challenge. Just available to drop down in the nick of time. So far, Team Liquid, this is not the explosive new restart we were expecting from them. Just easing into this series. Speed to Roniki, but that's another good interception. Denied doing a great job of not trying to follow the plays. They are just anticipating where the passes are going to go.
Yeah, and that was exactly the point I think I was about to make was I think Denied is actually playing Liquid pretty well here. Like I said, there are a few of those clears where there's not much behind it. They're just trying to get out of their own end and Liquid cleans it up. But Denied are playing up to the speed of Liquid. So I think, if you're a big Liquid fan thinking, who the heck are these Denied guys? They're playing up to the speed of Liquid, and it's very tough to execute that game plan consistently from Liquid, no matter how good you are, because of Denied actually having a pretty good defensive stand right now, but maybe not for long as they pop that one up towards their own net, and Chippy with no boost, just slowly trying to get this one out.
Yeah, and Roniki didn't quite figure out that Chippy didn't have anything for a little bit too long. Just as his first touch cannot be followed, but he won't care about that right now. He'll care about the fact that his team is 1 goal up, 40 seconds left. Not going to be a shootable chance for them here, but every single time they play us from left to right, that's more time off the clock. Much better first touch this time around, but a lot of boost wasted. He's going to land in the middle of no man's land as well. Drop down. There's another pass. Just Team Liquid are determined to get these passing plays going, but there's nothing there for them at the moment.
And now they're feeling a bit of pressure. That was a couple good passing plays, but here comes Ronick. He couldn't get over it all the way. They're very quickly down the field, and now it's up to Team Liquid here with 10 seconds left. They got to find the back of the net. Here comes Ronick. He can't get to it. Chippy off the backboard in the clear. Maybe one more try for Liquid if they can get around it. And this one does come out to Ronicky, and he'll pop it up. Speed's there to drop it over to Fruity, met by two players. Ronicky still able to keep it alive. Can he follow it up towards the net? Cleared over Speed, and Denied will take game one.
You know what? Full credit to Denied there. I know we all came in and it sort of was like, eyes all on Liquid. What are Liquid going to be looking like here? But for Denied, that was just so good the way they approached this game. They didn't take any risk that they didn't need to. They weren't looking overly fancy. They just made sure, hey, you've got a player behind the ball and you've got a player over this left boost in the midfield. You're probably going to him. I'm going to make sure I've got that covered off at the very least. And Team Liquid, they were trying to go for it. It did very much look like a team that was trying to play a little bit more safe, a little bit more fundamental, and it just wasn't quite working. If they are going to beat a very game Denied here for me, Corelli, I think they've got to now start relying on the speed advantage that Team Liquid might have and cause a little bit more chaos.
Well, here's the thing, too. The defense from Denied was actually quite proactive in getting in front of Liquid players on the shot. That's why we didn't see a lot of dangerous shots on target. It is credit to the defense of Denied. They did a great job. We talked about Liquid getting a lot more control here in this game, but quite frankly, even with that control, Denied did a great job of slowing down Team Liquid and not letting them have a lot of chances.
I think in a game where you hear that sort of description about an opponent's defense, oh, wait a second, that's going to be one to try and run back for. Liquid he down by one again!
Oh, Justice! This was so smart. The pinch from Bra all the way down the field. Fruity, he could actually get there, but Justice reads the clear and puts it to the back of the net. I think Fruity probably knew he was getting dunked there. He had no choice but to hit it straight over to Justice. That was the only way that was going to be saved. And just like that again, Denied up 1-0.
Just taking the chance that they've got. Now might be able to go up by 2. It's off the crossbar. Chippy will steal himself a 100 boost. Still waiting on that first Team Liquid goal. On the other hand, it might be a third one. It's off to the far side. Justice picking placement over power. Not the right answer this time around. Ronicky to kick the ball a bit further, but Chippy happy to take on a couple of challenges. He's got 2 players just for him. It seems like they're settling down again.
Yeah, you know, I do get a bit worried for Team Liquid. We're not seeing a lot of chances come out even early on. Maybe this is their best chance after that ball gets pinned against the back wall, but not a lot of Liquid players being involved on offense. You know, even that pass just a moment ago from Fruity, no one there to follow up from Liquid, and there's a lot more urgency behind Denied when they get to the final third.
Yeah, if I was to sort of describe it one way, it just feels like Denied want to be at every ball. Whilst Liquid seems to be trying to be playing for the perfect ball, and it just hasn't been available just yet. Maybe this time around it will be, and it's the pass to Ronicky. Team Liquid fans will want to see more of that this split. It's the first time Ronicky has scored a goal for Team Liquid.
And beautiful flick from Fruity. And you could tell by the way Ronicky was approaching this ball, it was going to be hit with power. Tough to react if you're a Denied defender there. Even with that ball really not in perfect placement, it's just hit with so much pace, it's tough to save.
Oh, finally on the board. Can they get themselves another one and take game number 2? Justice has his way. It certainly will not be the case. Ronicky passes it across field. It's a lovely prediction there from Chippy. It just doesn't seem very reactionary right now from Denied. They are trying to figure out what the play is, getting there before it's even hit. Justice has got Bra up in support. And Speed probably being very happy with the way that bounce went for his team.
Oh,
double tap from
Do
Chippy.
it to him, Chippy.
That is fantastic.
Oh, beautiful touch from Bra to set up Chippy here. Fruity sees it all the way, but just couldn't get up fast enough. And Ronicky, he is dead to rights there on the goal line. It's tough to make a save when that double tap with that such a sharp angle down. Chippy does a wonderful job to get back over it on the second touch. That's a beautiful go-ahead goal for Denied.
But they might be able to give it away. Speed Put something in, but that might be the last of it. Here's the shot, and it's away once again. Justice can get himself in front of the follow-up from Speed. Also, on the last play, I thought, once I saw the ball roll up near the wall, I thought, you know, chance is over. But players over and Denied definitely had different thoughts on that one. And it is Team Liquid trailing yet again. They might be on 3 match pointers for Denied if this stays the same. But Rodaki tried to Doomsday dish it in. Couldn't quite find the angle required. It's Team Liquid that have to chase, and Chippy is having a very good performance for himself.
Chippy! Go on, big fella, downfield by yourself, and he had only 13 boosts coming off that wall, beats Rodaki by a country mile and throws it to the back post. That's well done from Chippy. That's 2 goals now from Chippy that are done in spectacular fashion. Not a lot of options there for Chippy on that last shot, and makes the most of it.
And they're both shots that really come from out of nowhere. So good at just spotting the angles so quickly. Here's going to be Justice looking to try and set up right down the middle. Chippy, double a tap attempt one more time. Instead, drops it to a teammate.
Oh, man.
Bruh will put it in. It's a hat trick of goals participated in for Chippy, who is looking outstanding here.
Phenomenal performance by Chippy so far. Give credit to Bra for the finish, but man, oh man, Chippy is looking good. You said it, the last 2 goals he put in himself. This third one, he's feeling a bit charitable as he dishes it over to Bra, and a 4-1 scoreline now for Denied. They are in control.
Rodaki tries to pass it straight to Fruity, but he was too far in the middle. You need to be hooking in from a wider angle if you're Fruity on that one. And it's all about just maintaining a 3-goal lead. You'd expect Denied to be able to do that, but they've left a lot of space for Fruity on the shot. Double commit. Fruity with a follow-up yet again. Speed can't take it. Instead, it's Justice that gets rid. And that is when you start to get very, very worried if you're Team Liquid, when the massive mistakes are still not going punished.
Yeah, 2 players diving at that ball from Denied, and like you said, not punished with that ball just sitting on the goal line. And you come now to just over a minute left here, and you're kind of scratching your head if you're Team Liquid, because Denied have played so well, and it's not that we thought that they were going to be a horrible team, but I think really it's not in the script. It's certainly not, and I think really the biggest shock of this isn't that Denied are playing so well, it's how poor the offense has been from Liquid, at least in the goal scoring department.
It's going to be a pass over to Speed off the backboard. That's not an option. The infield passes have not been an option. Individual plays have not been an option. Denied shutting everything down to pass the Fury off the backboard. Instead, left Roniki's coming in, but he's coming in so late. Pass back to Speed. And again, it's red.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit more obvious there on that pass. Denied hanging on for this last 20 seconds, and it's going to be tough for 3 goals to go in for Liquid. Denied looking to go up 2-0 in the series. And that is oh my, Chippy's done it again. He slipped it by the defense once more. I don't think this goal matters too much, but Denied, man, they look good in this series so far.
Yeah, hat trick hero for Chippy against Team Liquid. That's something that you end up remembering. Remember even more if they can go on now to win this series, which they are very much now favorites to do. 91%
He's gonna get another
favored Team Liquid for this series. The 9% out there are feeling like geniuses right now. Just one more game needed.
And there's a lot to talk about with this Team Liquid team. They got another game to get through here to keep their series alive. And look, I think there was a lot of great ideas from Team Liquid. And I think you actually hit the nail on the head, Shogun, when you said that they're going for that perfect pass. Well, the issue with that in a lot of the cases is that there's no one there to receive that pass, or it's maybe not as good of a shot that'll come from it. Maybe that extra pass wasn't needed. Maybe you had to take the shot earlier, and I think that's been the biggest difference here for Team Liquid versus Denied. They're making a lot out of nothing on the Denied side, and Team Liquid are trying to set up the perfect play, but they really haven't gotten it yet.
And this is usually the moment where I turn around and say, all right, give the ball to Speed, let him go for dribbles and challenges, and then play for the open ball after one of those eventually, ends up being a 50-50. But when I say that out loud and I say, all right, well, who's going to get to that ball first? I instantly go to Denied. They have been so quick across the field. Every time we had the ball in the final third and it looks like it's being a little bit chaotic or maybe they've made the mistake, they are still the team that is able to get to the ball first and start to clean up. Liquid needing a reverse sweep Otherwise, they will drop down to the lower bracket. Everyone out there, if you want to know why double elim is always so exciting, this is exactly why, because this is a result that it will not get wiped away in days 3 or 4. It's a result that stands and would affect them for the entirety of this regional.
You're absolutely right. Liquid lose this when they move down to the lower side of things, and that is a long and arduous road for any team, no matter how good you are. And for Liquid, not the way they would want to start off their winter split.
It's a very curious kickoff there. I don't think I've seen that one, but Denied, full of surprises in this series. Here goes Ronicky. Looks to try and find the launching pass infield. And that glimmer of hope that came when Team Liquid got their first and what has been this point their only goal, very much gone away.
I think something else that's just kind of plagued this Liquid team so far, at least in this series, is there's these oddly missed touches, or they're too slow to the ball sometimes on defense. And it's really on the defensive side of things where you start to see it, because they've had a lot of, good setups on the offensive side of things, just not the execution. But it does feel like they're a bit slow, and like I said earlier, that urgency from Denied is really paying off, because they're putting on that pressure with that quick speed and slipping into the gaps of the defense of Liquid, and even just putting shots to the back post where Liquid players didn't really expect it and they couldn't get to it fast enough.
Well, let's look very quickly at the positives right now for Team Liquid as Fruity tries to rush this one down. Is they have been getting in a position where they have been allowed to select the play quite often and not having to react to it all too much. So if they can start figuring out what they want to do and executing on it a little bit better, that becomes a very solid way for them to move through for the rest of this series. But right now, it's getting to that point. It's figuring out what plays do Denied not expect and what is the weakness in their defense, because Team Liquid haven't found it just yet, but Justice and Team Denied are finding plenty in Team Liquid's.
Yeah, this is some great pressure from Denied, forcing Liquid to maybe not have the best clear there from speed, and Justice so quick to that ball once again, just kind of playing with what Team Liquid give them. And it's not the prettiest of setups, but it's a fantastic finish from Justice. And that's kind of the difference maker right now, is that those offensive attempts, they're scrappy from Denied, and they're able to finish them.
It's just shots because you can, I feel, from Denied at moments, and they are working. Doesn't have to be a 90% likely chance to score, just something to make life awkward for Team Liquid. Off the backboard, Fruity does miss the double tap. Ronicky has to come in at an awkward angle, cuts in, and Justice instantly takes it away. Might even have a little support coming up with him, but it was Bruh, who was the remaining player straight down the same side of the field as he was, so not really much of a passing option. Half the game gone here, and it might be to 2. Double tap,
Chippy
scored!
This man is popping off today. You gotta hand it to him, man. Even if they get reverse sweep, you can't say that Chippy didn't put on the best performance that he possibly could in this series. It's a second double tap for him, and he's just at the right spot at the right time. The execution is there. The defense of Liquid left stunned every time he's on the ball.
And I just tabbed to check out some of the score right now. Bra is on 14 points, and it's the happiest 14 points he's ever earned. This is fantastic for him to watch Chippy deliver this level of performance in what is arguably the most important game that he has seen so far. Now a 2-goal lead, and it goes from what seemed like it the pregame impossible to improbable to looking very likely. It's almost completely turned on its head as we come in for the third one. Justice just going to try and buy a little bit more time. Bruh feels like he's got the boost to keep this one going. Probably could have left it for Chippy, because now that goal is open and it's scored by Fruity.
Well done here from Liquid. Denied botches their opportunity on the offensive side of things. That clear perfectly over to Ronicky. A great touch that can act as a pass or a shot, and Fruity's able to follow up, tap it into net. And the important part of that play was Ronicky putting that ball on frame as well. Fruity able to follow it up, of course, but Ronicky putting the pressure on the defense to make the save. And I think that's really where Liquid need to be. You have to force Denied to make some saves here.
Gonna drop down. Speed. Touch straight over to Chippy, and Fruity keeps it out. That's crucial for Team Liquid. cannot afford to go down by 2 again, but these constant mistouches mean that they cannot transition out of this side of the field. Speed right down the line. Ronicky will be the next player up. Hasn't got anyone to pass to, so instead it's straight over to Bruh. Bruh to Chippy. Off to the back yet again. Just over a minute left now. And Team Liquid.
Double demo.
They wanted to get away from the nightmare of last split. Well, it looks like the nightmare might have just begun. Instead, they're going to now break away. Speed, what's the bounce going to be? It's the worst one possible for him.
Yeah, he really needed that bounce to do basically anything else. Ronicky almost able to put it away. Chippy, huge save on the goal line, though, to keep his team alive with less than a minute.
Chippy, he's got Justice, who wants to go for the bump. Couldn't find Speed. Now Speed recovers over to the wall. Not a good touch from Bra. Denied, showing some weakness here. And they might get caught, but it's Chippy yet again, making himself big enough to stop the shot.
Making up for Justice miss there. And still Justice in a tight spot. He got turned around, and Fruity's going to tap into the right side for the equalizer.
It went full calamity for Denied. Chippy makes the mistake. Justice still not able to recover. I don't think he was expecting Chippy to make a mistake at all, given how he's been playing this series, so no real fault of his. And Team Liquid have managed to get themselves a lifeline here.
And boy, did they need that. Now 20 seconds left on the clock. Can they steal away this game? Overtime definitely looming, but I think Liquid would love to not have to have that pressure of one goal making the difference of staying in the upper bracket or not.
It's a booming clear from Fruity. Speed will look to see if there's any mistakes. This time there's not going to be. Constant pressure downfield. This might be the opportunity. Justice not in position. And one goal for Denied to pull off a monumental upset. To do it in a sweep as Chippy stops the first shot, but expect Team Liquid to keep attacking. Booming clear. Chippy looks to give chase. I'm going to get it before Speed. But it's a huge bump by Chippy. On target now, and Speed recovered.
Oh, Chippy got all of the defense there, throwing that first man that was going up for the clear. Liquid had to collapse onto their own net to make sure that ball didn't go in. Chippy's still on it here. This guy is just pacing up and down the field. Bruh gonna drop it down. Chippy now on the shot. It's gonna be high. And Denied waiting for their chance to shine as Liquid trying to hold on.
Justice to Chippy. It's become the feed the Chippy game, but he might have just fed the game over to Team Liquid. Not the best touch. Ronicky now puts it back on target. Again kept out. 50 seconds of overtime played. Bruh to Chippy. Doesn't have much boost, so he decides to go straight for net. I would have hit a crossbar anyway, but Speed not taking any risks. Team Liquid need to now rely on that experience. Every player they've got here has got a wealth of it. They need it to now come into play to take them to game 4. Far side, Bruh. Only as far as Fruity in the midfield, but Fruity in the missing. Now Ronicky, bit of an awkward spot. He decides to slow play it, just get his team back into position. That ends up being the right choice.
Great challenge by Justice there as well, but now Fruity trying to set up Speed. He did get a piece of it. Actually, Speed was the one who popped it up. Here comes Justice. He doesn't get the touch. Not a lot of options here for Bruh with low boost. Liquid trying to fight back, but now Justice looking for the back wall. Speed, not the best touch. Justice still keeping it alive. Is it going to crawl in? Speed backflips above his net to clear it away, but only for a moment. Chippy on the ball. Bruh's there. It's off the crossbar from the save, and still Denied. Trying to put it away. It's off the backboard again. Chippy's there to put it away. Who else for Denied? And a 3-0 sweep for them.
An MVP performance. A star-making performance for Chippy. And he will take it for Denied. They move on through to the next round. And for Team Liquid, it's deja vu all over again. They are down to the lower bracket. Corelli.
Wow.
Wow. I do not know what to make of this, dude.
I can tell you one thing for sure, Shogun, is Chippy had one of the best series I've seen from a player like him in a long time. That was a phenomenal performance, and I don't want to downplay anything that he did for his team here. And Justice and Bruh were great support for him, but after that first game or so, he really found some form, and boy, is he a big reason why Denied win this series. But overall, I think that they stuck out as a team really well against this Liquid squad, who just struggled to put away a lot of the chances that they had, or just to generate those dangerous chances.
I mean, Denied limited them to just 3 goals across 15 plus minutes of gameplay. That is absolutely incredible. And I think a lot of people are looking at this sort of new format and saying, well, you know, maybe I don't need to tune in for the first day. It's going to be easy games, isn't it? Lads, have you ever met Europe? Europe doesn't do easy games in the earlier rounds. Europe does the script and then they burn the script and we just completely ignore it. But we're going to take our opportunity. Corelli, I think we need to just go and chill out for a little while. And when we come back, we're going to hear how the desk made of that previous series, as well as move on to the next match.